Every time XRP goes quiet, something explosive follows. The question is, are you early or already too late? Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Let's start with something I heard today that honestly made me stop for a second. Someone was claiming that XRP is basically finished, that at around $1.38 it's done, no future, no upside left. And their reasoning? They said, just look at the track record. But here's the problem with that argument. It completely ignores the actual track record. If we go back and look at XRP from the beginning, the reality is very different. We're talking about a digital asset that has delivered over 23,000% gains since its early days. That's not a weak history. That's one of the most explosive growth profiles in the entire crypto market. A decade ago, XRP was trading at just a fraction of a penny. Even as recently as 2020, it was still under 10 cents. Then in 2024, we saw a major run where it jumped from around 30 to 40 cents range and delivered massive percentage gains in a very short time. And that's where most people get it wrong. They focus on price instead of percentage. Because in investing, percentage is everything. It defines your return, not just the dollar movement. Let me explain what I mean. Take Bitcoin, for example. If Bitcoin is sitting around $74,000 and it goes to $100,000, that sounds like a massive move, right? A $26,000 increase. But in reality, that's only about a 35% gain. So whatever money you put in, your return is roughly 35%. Now compare that to XRP. From current levels, if XRP were to reach $100, that would represent roughly a 7,200% increase. That's not just a move, that's a life-changing type of return. And whether people agree or disagree with that price target, the key point is the asymmetric opportunity. The upside potential from a percentage standpoint is on a completely different level. This is why early investors, those who bought XRP when it was fractions of a penny, ended up becoming millionaires and even billionaires. And the same logic is what keeps long-term investors interested today, because even now, XRP is still considered relatively cheap compared to its potential role in global finance. Now let's talk about something else that most people don't have the patience for, the quiet phases. Every market has these periods where nothing seems to happen. Price moves sideways, momentum feels dead, and sentiment turns negative. It feels boring. It feels like nothing is working. But historically, those are the exact phases where real accumulation happens. That's when smart money positions itself while the majority loses interest. And if you look at XRP's history, this pattern repeats over and over again. Long periods of silence followed by sudden, explosive moves. Not gradual growth, explosive growth, the kind that catches most people off guard. So when people say nothing is happening, what they're really saying is they're only looking at price, not fundamentals. Because behind the scenes, a lot is happening. For example, Brad Garlinghouse recently shared that he's now completed 11 years at Ripple. And during that time, one of the biggest challenges has been regulatory clarity. But now, things are starting to shift. After meetings in Washington, D.C., including discussions with major political figures and financial leaders, there's a clear message emerging. We are closer than ever to regulatory clarity. The Clarity Act is now being seriously discussed, and according to him, the window is open, but it won't stay open forever. And this is where things get really interesting. Yes, regulatory clarity could unlock massive capital inflows into the crypto market. Institutions that were previously hesitant may finally enter with confidence. That's extremely bullish, not just for XRP, but for the entire industry. But here's something important to remember. XRP's biggest historical moves didn't even require regulatory clarity. All those explosive rallies happened in an uncertain environment. So imagine what could happen when clarity actually arrives. That's why this moment is so critical. It's not just about what's happening now, it's about what's about to change. And we're also seeing increasing signs of real-world integration. There are reports and documentation suggesting deeper connections between Ripple's technology and traditional financial systems, including discussions around Fedwire integration. Now, whether you take that as early-stage development or long-term positioning, one thing is clear. Ripple is actively building infrastructure, not just hype. On top of that, we're seeing global partnerships expand. Ripple is now working with major financial institutions, including collaborations in South Korea involving tokenized assets and on-chain settlement systems. This includes partnerships with large insurance companies exploring blockchain-based financial infrastructure. That's not speculation, that's adoption. This is exactly how long-term value is built, not through short-term price spikes, but through consistent positioning, partnerships, and utility. But here's the reality. Most people ignore this kind of news because it doesn't immediately move the price. And that's why they miss the bigger picture. Because when XRP does move, it doesn't give long warnings. It doesn't slowly climb in a predictable way. It explodes, and by the time the majority reacts, the move is already well underway. We've seen this happen multiple times. Doubt during the quiet phase, negativity builds, people lose interest, and then suddenly, massive breakout. And it's not just about charts or technicals, it's also about psychology. During slow periods, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, what people call FUD, tends to dominate. But that noise doesn't change fundamentals, it just creates opportunity for those who understand the bigger picture. At the end of the day, this market doesn't reward impatience, it rewards positioning. So let's wrap this up with a simple perspective. If XRP were to repeat something similar to its historical performance, a 23,000% move, that would be roughly a 230x increase from current levels. That would put XRP somewhere around the 300+ range. Now, some people will say that's unrealistic, that it can't happen. But if history has shown anything, it's that in crypto, what seems unrealistic today often becomes reality tomorrow, especially when you combine global liquidity, evolving financial systems, and a digital asset designed for real-world utility. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.